What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, I hope y'all are enjoying the podcast. Remember, nobody listens. That's the name of it. But today, y'all gonna listen. Y'all gonna listen good too, because you know why? I got my brother from across the pond. But first, I want to thank y'all for coming back, though. And then, now I got my brother from across the pond. Man, we got some funny stories to talk about and some stuff that, he said I did him wrong. He said I did him wrong. He said I looked at him wrong. I vaguely remember this, so I don't know if it happened or not. But we're going to talk about it today. So I ain't even going to hold y'all up no more. We're going to jump right into it because it's important that we just get going. So shout out to my boy, Kevin Luchmun, all the way from across the pond. Welcome to the show. Nobody listens. You're right. This is how we start. This is it right here. This should break down our relationship. I think that was me. That was me looking at you.
He's waiting for me to say something.
Right.
But nobody listened. What did you just say?
Nobody listens. Thanks. What's going on, bro?
I'm good. Thank you for having me here.
Man, thanks for coming to hang out with me. How was that? How was your flight?
God, long. Got here on Friday. I think the flight was just over 10 hours, so it was like 10 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. So it's a long flight. But yeah, it's one of them ones, man. It's always nice when I come back to America, see you guys.
Definitely.
Obviously, you see the team, do what we do best and, enjoy ourselves at the same time, right?
Yeah. Why don't you come over here more?
Good question.
Because nobody listens.
Yeah, because no one listens. Yeah, my wife doesn't listen. No, I'm joking. I'm playing. Do you know, I went through a spell where I was coming to America like a lot. And you know what it's like. I think, especially if you're coming from overseas, the thing is I always say you don't want to, say, overdo something,
Right.
and I don't want to be oversaturated, Like, it's kind of one of those ones I feel like I'm at a stage now where I'm probably coming to America like every other month, like different states. And it's nice. It's a nice balance. But, I went through a stage where I wanted to come here a lot more. But for me, I think it's a nice balance of like coming every other month, spending time with family still, and having the opportunity to travel to other places as well.
When I came over and hung out with you over in the UK.
Which time? The time when you ignored me or the time when we had...
We didn't hang out then. The other time, when we shared ice cream.
Yeah, I could do with ice cream now.
Right? But, it's crazy because I think, like, the European culture is so different, but it has, like, it has an American vibe.
Yeah.
But I feel like the people there are a lot more friendlier once you get to know them, and, like, everybody seems a whole lot more chill.
In the UK, you find?
In the UK.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a difficult one because I think when you're a foreigner in a different country, you're going to get treated differently and you're going to look at things from a different perspective, right? So it's the same like me. It's like when I first started coming to America, I always, don't take this the wrong way, I always got the assumption that Americans were overly happy and I always got the assumption that they were being fake.
Got it.
Do you get what I mean? Because in the UK, we don't really get that type of characteristics from people, let's say. So in the UK, for example, if you're doing well, it'll be like, oh, well done, that's good. Rather in America, it'll be like, oh my God, that's so dope, that's amazing, that's great, how did you do that, how did you do this? And sometimes it comes across like, for me, being a foreigner, over the top and a bit fake at times. But then the more and more I started to come to America, the more and more I started to get to know people, it's generally how you guys are. So, I mean, you're right in saying that like things are very culturally different in both England and America. But yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what areas you're going to as well in the UK, which is probably the same in the US.
I'm going to tell you, I went to Paris and I felt like I wasn't supposed to be there.
Bro, I do as well. Always.
Well, look at the color of your skin, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to say that.
Just call it what it is.
But this is the thing. I mean, like, you're so right. When I go to Paris, I find that they're very... Some of the people are very rude and abrupt. And it's a bit... Yeah, and it's a bit like, oh, you're in Paris, you should be able to speak French. And it's like, well, I can't speak French, so what do you want me to do,
I speak French fry very well.
You mean chips?
French fry.
Mean chips.
Chips is Doritos.
No, that's crisps.
See? Cultural differences.
Cultural differences.
Nah, but it's always a pleasure when I get to hang out with you because one, I did probably stare you down one day.
No, you did.
Okay.
Not probably, you did.
It's not on the internet, so it didn't happen. But it's always fun to hang out with you because I feel like you're such a genuine dude. You know, you care about life. Like you're just good people, bro.
Yeah.
Good energy. You know what I mean? You right when you walked in on set, you was like, "Yo, you see no evil, hear no evil" type of dude. And I'm like, "Yeah, you see it right here." And you're like, "Bruh, me too." And then you showed me your tattoo.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. Where does that cool, calm demeanor guy come out? But I definitely know you as a leader as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, do you know what? Like, I think age plays a massive part in a lot of my beliefs and a lot of the way that I think nowadays. You know, I guess when I was young, I was very hot-headed. You know, I was very, I wanted to be center of attention all the time. I wanted to always be around people. I always wanted to be in parties. I always wanted to be going to this place, you know, in the fear of missing out, right? And I guess as I started to get older, you start thinking, you know, why do I do things? You know, why do I want to go to that party, or why do I want to stay at home? You know, why do I want to surround myself with that person and not that person? Do you get what I mean? And it's like, I think in life you start getting a little bit older, a bit wiser, and like for me, it's if I'm cool with you, I'm fucking cool with you. Like I'm really cool with you. You know what I mean? Like it's like if I get on well with someone, like literally I will do anything I can possibly do. If they needed something, I'll try and help them out if I can. If I can't do it, I'll find someone who can. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, but then it's the flip side to that is like, if I don't like you, I ain't gonna fucking chat to you for shit. Like I'll blank you. You'll be there in a room with people and I ain't even give you the satisfaction.
So that explains this right
No.
That explains why you thought I didn't mess with you because
basically, yeah.
That explains it.
Yeah. So obviously that time when we was at Salon International, you know, I knew of you through social media. This was probably way back, I want to say maybe 2017, 16?
Somewhere around there.
Around that sort of time. And I remember I saw you and I was walking. I don't know if I was with people. I don't know if I was by myself. And I was like, yo, John, you're right. And you just kind of looked up and you went, and then head straight back down and started trimming hair. I was like, oh, okay.
I was on stage at the time. I was inside that little trailer.
That's it, yeah.
And you walked past. You was with somebody. You
walked
past. Yeah. And yeah, I do.
And I think I remember it was probably sort of like early on in the exhibition, so it wasn't that busy. Right. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like there was a crowd in front of you. You just looked your head up and just nod your head and just straight back.
I'm a count that as I just like working.
Yeah, you was in your zone.
Yeah, I was in my moment, zone. Bro. I was in no evil.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's like, you know, the flip side to, like I was saying, you know, there's been times when I've been at shows and if like someone, not like I don't take things to heart, but you know, when you've been in the industry for a long time, you just kind of know, like I said, you know who you want to surround yourself with, and you know who's good energy and who's bad energy. And there's been situations where someone will talk to someone just so they don't cause any riff or anything like that. But with me, I'm very much like, if I don't want to talk to you, I don't care if you're standing next to me and you're talking to like my man, I'm just not going to acknowledge you. I'll pick up my phone, I turn around, I'm like, why am I going to talk to you? And there's been situations like that, but that's the thing with me. It's like I said, I mean, like, you know, if you're my boy, you're my boy, you know?
So I'm your boy now.
You're 110% my boy. I mean, we've shared ice cream, we've shared food together. We doubled up on food together. You order this, you order that.
Yeah, we literally sat in a restaurant and I was like, Kevin.
That was in Chicago as well.
Yeah, we ordered all kind of, we had probably about a $200, $300 pizza bill because we didn't know what we wanted to eat, but we was like, yo, we get the pasta, we get the pizza.
Yeah.
We eat when we get together, for sure.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show people, like, when genuine people see genuine people and they finally have a conversation and sit down and talk. He didn't take my actions in the moment at Salon International as like a push off to him. It was more or less like he acknowledged the fact that I might have been working or in the zone. But sometimes you got to give people second chances. You got to give them an opportunity to redeem themselves. And I don't think a lot of times people do that. They just like, oh, this person don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
And it ain't that.
Yeah, because, you don't know what happened. That situation could have been something like something really pissed you off 5 minutes ago. Yeah. So then, that's in you, but it doesn't mean that's really you. And for me, like, I'll always give the benefit of the doubt. I will talk to anyone. I don't care if you're an assistant. I don't care if you've got 100 followers on Instagram. I don't care if you've got like 1 million followers. I will treat you exactly the same as I treat everyone else. And that's always been my philosophy. That's always been my upbringing. It's treat people the way you'd want to be treated, but treat everyone with respect as well.
Nah, and that's how my upbringing was. I always give people chances.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't judge a book by its cover. I let you tell me who you are. Mm-mm. I let you show me who you are, because I feel like sometimes we worry about somebody else telling me how Kevin is. Mm-mm. And then I'm going to take my judgment off of what this person is saying instead of just going to Kevin myself. And I think that shit is so whack to me. It's like, nah, go find out how Kevin really is, or go find out how John or whoever. How is this person to you, not to that person? You don't know what the hell they done went through.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And so that's one thing that I really love and respect about you, bro. It's like you always show up with a smile on your face, an open heart and open hands, willing to help. Not asking for help, but willing to help.
Yeah.
I think I got some cool videos of you dancing backstage too.
Come on, man. You got to have fun with what you do, right? That's the thing. I mean, a lot of people, like with me, it's, when I'm on stage and when I'm doing what we do, I'm not going to say put on a front, but like obviously my character comes out when I'm on stage, right?
Definitely.
But then at the same time, there is that side of me that, in day life's so short, I want to have fun with what I do. I want to make sure everyone's having fun, but at the same time, we're still there to do a job, right? Mm-hmm. As long as we deliver what we do, have fun with it, we're winning, right?
Yeah, and it shows though on stage. Like I've been able to stand around you and watch you educate, watch you cut hair, follow you of course on social, but just to see the stories that you're able to tell with your haircuts and how you break it down, that to me, I think I said it on stage that educator teaches you the why of what you're doing.
Yeah.
A teacher teaches you how.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't tutor. You actually give out the education that's needed for people to grasp what they're doing. And it's always a pleasure watching you because it's like methodic, but it's got a rhythm to it, and you always stay true.
Yeah.
Like, I know in the UK it's not really barbers. Everybody kind of come from a hairdressing background, right? Yeah. So what made you kind of dabble more into the barbering side of it and not just stay hairdresser?
Well, I guess the whole journey with me was I guess I started off, you could say, as a barber because I had a pair of clippers, so I was cutting my friend's hair. It didn't matter if it was male or female, I was basically cutting their hair because obviously, like here, when you buy beginner's clippers, it comes with a clipper, pair of really bad scissors, a comb and all that, and you just work with what you've got, right? So started doing that, and then it was probably another reason why I'm so passionate about not just hair, but education and educating is because I never really got the education that I feel like is available to us now. There's so many excellent educators, and I think the great thing that I always find and hear about, especially from our team, is we talk a lot about how everyone's an individual. This is the way that works for them. There's no wrong or right. You've just got to find what works well for you, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously the way that we deliver our education, the way that we say things are true and make sense in how we educate because we give the reason why, not just about how you do something, but why you do something. But basically, I just want to give as much knowledge that I've gained throughout the years and then give it back. I love giving back and seeing that face change where someone's like, I get it now. Yeah. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, no, you definitely do a hell of a job at it on stage. I look at you too, like your MC capability. When we were in London together and we had 22 Andis educators on stage
from around the world,
from all over the world doing different things. We were all from everywhere. And I think you had the opportunity MC our segment.
Yeah, the North American segment, yeah.
And for me, I just looked at you. I said, bro, let's just go have fun.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. Like when I'm on stage with people I can have fun with, it makes stage so much fun.
Yeah.
And time flies.
Yeah. And you give it your all. Like I find when I come off stage and I'm like that, I'm on such a high, and then afterwards I'm like, I just feel like a massive come down. I'm just like, damn, I just want to just chill now because I've like zapped all my energy. And it was interesting listening to Danny today because what he was saying was like how he gives so much out when he's on stage, like, you know, he's stage present, the way how he MCs, the way how he hosts, he will give so much energy out. But at the same time, he was saying that that's why he likes to go to shows and like stand and watch you do demonstrations, watch me do demonstrations. And he wants to soak up everything that we're saying because he just wants to keep soaking everything up.
Yeah, I always say if you can't deposit more into you if you're not withdrawing and depositing into somebody else.
Yeah.
That's a big part of us being able to continue to store this data. We all got a brain. It's a computer. We store data, it got a hard drive and everything, but it's more or less what are we giving out that's gonna keep us fresh enough to keep putting back in. And so, yeah, I same thing. I came to the class and sat down to watch. I picked up on how many clips you used, where you placed your clips. I picked up on how much water you applied, how clean your section was. Like, I pay attention to all those small details because that just makes me a better educator when I go out and teach and, you know, and I could reference. If you ever watch Kevin, this is how Kevin, if you haven't watched Kevin, go watch him.
Yeah.
You know, and that just validates. It validates what you're doing because you're doing it such a class act, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
but the thing is, the way how I find I do my education, how I am in person, what I learn and what I get from people like you, from people from our team, like I then will actually implement that into my life. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of one of those ones that this is why I like doing things, because I know now I'm going to go back to London, I'm going to be fully inspired, motivated, happy, and right, okay, what is it that, what have I learned from this trip being here in Dallas, you know, through all the positive energy and the positive things that I've learned, I'm now going to be a better person than what I was when I left London. Do you know what I mean?
So, how, like, explain that, because some people who never been to a show, some people that has never felt motivated from leaving somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, what does that feel like to you? Like, going back, how long does that motivation stay? Because it's like a roller coaster. Like,
and that's exactly what I was going to say. Because the reason what I was going to say was, 2 weeks ago I was in Orlando, like with my family, like with Jenna, with Theo, my son. We went to Disney World. It was amazing. It had such amazing memories that we created. Went on the rides. He ate ice cream. I ate ice cream. We had brownies. We had it was just absolutely amazing. And then it's like, I come back and I'm so excited that we just had this phenomenal holiday. Then I start coming down and I come down. I'm like, fuck, what do I need to do? So do you know what I end up doing? Booked another holiday, because it gives me something to look forward to. So I know, obviously that's a little bit different to what we're talking about in regards to like keeping my motivation for.
But no, it's the same thing.
But it's the same thing, because it's now, I'll go back home, I know I'm going to connect with you guys a lot more. Like, oh yeah, you know, oh, this show is cool, pictures are going to be shared, this, that and the other. And then that high will still be there, and then be like, okay, cool, you know, when do you reckon you're going to be coming back in the US? Are you going to come back to London? And then it's like, start planning ahead. Okay, what's, like for me personally, it'd be like, what's the next show that's happening in America where I could possibly connect with them again? Or first time in Dallas, oh, connect with John. Oh, your loft space was amazing. Like, this is a cool idea. Why don't we do this? You know, I can take it. Do you know what I mean? It's all about like bouncing different ideas off each other. But if I wasn't here, if I didn't come to this podcast, if I didn't see your space, the conversation would have never begun. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you like this space too.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. It's super cool.
Maybe next time we'll get a chef and they cook us some food.
Oh, 100%, please. And then I'll order cookies.
Boom. Tiff treats or crumbles?
Both. There's two of us. What are you talking about? It can't just be one.
I'm telling you, we get, I don't know, foodies. Brother, speaking of food, man, I've watched your journey go from kind of like a little fat chubby kid. You went from the kid on the playground that was a little, hey, kick Kevin down the stairs and watch him roll, to to being fit, to being able to do 1,000,000 pull-ups and 1,000,000 push-ups. I tell everybody I'm in shape. Round is a shape. So I'm always in shape. They're like, you got a dad bod. Hell no, I got a goddamn father figure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, bro, talk to me a little bit about that journey as far as like, what was that turning point? Because I feel like a lot of times people don't like to embrace change.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think the thing is with change, it scares people. Change scares people, whether the change could possibly be good or bad. It's going to scare you one way it is going to scare you no matter what. Yeah. Because it's a bit like, if you're going to change for the good, what happens then? Do you know what I mean? If you change for the bad, what happens then? So with the whole fitness side, that started, I've got to admit, as a kid, I've always been big. I've always been a big kid. I've always loved my food. I love my food now. And I've always just been a big foodie. Like, in the household where I grew up, like my mum and dad, there's always food in the house. My mum's from Philippines, my dad's from Mauritius. They're always freshly cooking food. So there's always constantly food. It's like, but this is the thing, it was healthy food, but it was the proportion and the sizes that I was eating. Like, I just used to always go back for seconds because there was so much food cooked.
I go back for like seconds, thirds.
I love a buffet.
What?
Buffets are amazing. Come on.
It to me.
Come on. But yeah, so I've always been a big kid. And then I'd guess probably my upbringing in school, and let's just say my school days, I've got to admit, like I was bullied. Not bullied to the extent where I was like, oh my God, like I feel really bad, like I don't have no friends. Like I was kind of like, I was a kid at school that I didn't have any enemies. I got on well with everyone. So I got on well with the geeks. I got on well with the cool kids. I got on well with the fit girls. Got on well with the ugly girls. I got on well with everyone. But I was always that kid that was chosen last for sports because I was fat.
You have to stand.
Yeah, like fuck that. Except for rugby, they'll be like, oh, he's big, it'll be all right.
Front line.
Yeah, off you go. And also when I was at school, like, I used to be called, oh, hey, come on, fat boy, all that. But then because I used to, because I felt like I was funny at school, I used to just laugh it off and like, just take the mickey out of myself because people was taking the mickey out of me.
Right.
And then the story with the whole weight loss journey was when I was 20s. In my 20s, I had a girlfriend. She was like my first love. Was with her for God knows how long, a couple of years. She split up with me and I was like, fuck, I need to sort my shit out. Started losing weight, got in shape, got with someone else, started putting the weight on again, and then split up with them, or they split up with me, then started losing the weight again. So I've always been a bit of a yo-yo with my weight. And then it was 2019 that I remember I was so busy with traveling, doing education, just eating out all the time because I was so busy, all that sort of shit. And then found out that my son was going to be born in May 2019. So at that stage, it was the March 2019. I thought, you know what, I can't be a fat dad. I don't want to be a fat dad. I want to be able to run after my kid. I want to be able to just be fit and healthy. And then it was March 2019 that I started my journey, started losing weight, and then just got obsessed with it, and then had the transformation from March 2019 to December 2019. So it was a 9-month transformation. And I think I was weighing in at my heaviest. I was about 97 kilograms. And then I got down to like 66 kilograms.
But listen, we're in the States.
I know. I was about to think, I'm like,
what is a 97 kilogram?
I'm going to tell you. So 97 kilograms in your pounds, isn't it?
Yes. I weigh a lot of pounds. I'm probably going to start telling people my weight in kilograms.
Yeah. Why? Because it's lower. Okay, so I was 213.8 pounds.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, and then I got down to 145. 145, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start telling people my weight in kilograms.
Yeah.
They sound better.
Yeah, but then, my whole why was my son being born, I just thought, I don't want to... It was for him, but then also it was for myself as well, just because I just knew I was like unfit, I was unhealthy, and then I just needed to change everything. And then I even found when I was putting on weight that even the way how I was with work. I started to get a bit lazy as well. Like I want to get home, I want to chill out and watch TV. Rather now, it's like, I'd rather go to the gym and then just start looking through footage or start like emailing people. Do you know what I mean? Doing work stuff. I like to multitask.
Change your focus.
Yeah, like fully change my focus because I found like, obviously having a kid as well, and like he's 4 now, and it's like my whole routine is like, if I want to go to the gym and continue with the fitness journey that I have now, the only real way for me to do it is to wake up at like 5:30 in the morning to do it, because I need to go that early in the morning. Theo and Jen are still sleeping. I go to the gym. I basically use the gym to sort of like zone out, but I also use it to figure out what I want to achieve during that day. So what are my to-do list? What's my task for the day? Or like, what do I need to do? And then I use that time as well, because it's quiet down the gym, do that. And then by the time I get back home, Jen and Theo are just getting up. So then I get to spend the day, like, or the morning with Theo and Jen. And then I set off to go to the studio or whatever at like 9, 10 o'clock. So it's all about, like, for me, it was like it fitted in my routine of what I need to do.
Now, in that journey, I'm sure you were probably like, man, fuck this. I just want to give up. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'd rather be the fat kid.
Yeah.
Like, I think sometimes you get used to what was the narrative of who you were prior to.
Yeah.
Right? What did you do in those moments that kept you mentally like, you know what, no, I'm not giving up? Besides your son,
Yeah.
there had to be something else that, because I'm going to tell you, bro, I don't like working out.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Why?
I don't like being sore.
Yeah, okay.
That's why.
Yeah.
These legs is not built to be hamstring tight. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But I know I need to. But what was those moments that you felt like could have kept you away, and your brain said, no, Kevin, you're not?
Because I think because I knew what I wanted my end goal to be. And I think as well, because when I first started doing it, I knew I needed to go and see like a personal trainer, or I needed to go and see a coach to sort of not just show me what to do or tell me what to do, is more so that I had someone to feel accountable to. So I started off with this personal trainer, and then the first thing when I started off with him, when I was that big, he said to me, it was just like, what is it that you want? Like, what is your sort of like end goal? Like, what would you like? And I remember showing him a picture of Michael B. Jordan from Creed. You know, like the front like billboards of like
The
Creed.
cover of it?
Yeah, and I remember showing that, and then he was like, I'm not really too sure if it's going to be possible, you know, because something like that, it takes a lot of time, you know. And it was the whole like, when do you want to do it? And I was like, I want to do it in 9 months. And then I think when someone tells me, like, especially to my face, no, you can't do something, or like, it's going to be pretty impossible or pretty hard to do, I'm like, do you know what, motherfucker, watch me do it. Like, because you fucking said no, I'm going to show you that it's fucking possible that you can do it. And I guess it was to be able to do something like that within the 9 months. And there was so many times where I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, literally, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? But I'll always circle back and think, okay, right, what was the reason why you wanted to do it? Obviously, your son, because you want to be fit and healthy. And also, how bad do you really want something? And I just wanted it that bad. I just wanted it. I just wanted to do it. And it was, whether it's for vanity purposes, it's not because I wanted to get girls because I was married. Do you know what I mean? It was just because I just wanted to do it for myself. And I think with the whole fitness, when you go down the route of fitness, the massive reward to it is that you are physically and mentally changing yourself. And it's got such a massive effect in how you feel that it's just amazing. Like I say to people, like, you know, if it's something that you really, really want to do, just go for it. Because people say to me that, I was like, how hard was it? And I was like, well, it actually wasn't hard. It was about being disciplined. It wasn't hard because the formula to losing weight is move more and eat less. That is literally the formula to losing weight. Building a physique and building muscle, that's completely different, but losing weight, move more, eat less. It's as simple as that. The hardest thing is being disciplined to do it. And that's where it then comes on the mind over matter sort of like play.
You know what my problem is? I move more and I eat
more.
Just as much. But I'm fine with eating because I'm moving.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy, man, because I know so many people, like I've seen your transformation, and I know so many people who have tried the journey, and it's just too much. It's just too much. And I think that, like you said, the discipline is the biggest thing. Making sure that you're staying consistent with being you in the moment of what you're trying to go through.
I think as well it is a lot difficult nowadays as well, and the reason why is because I think so many people compare themselves to other people. So what they see on social media, this guy that's got an amazing physique, or this person that done this transformation, is now got an amazing physique. But the thing is like everyone's body shape's designed differently. Everyone, how they lose weight and what they do is completely different. And it's like, I just think it's a case of really just being happy within yourself. Whether you're fat, thin, fucking tall, small, it's just about finding happiness within yourself, you know? Like for me, I'm not as lean as what I was. I'm happy with it. I'm at the stage now where I just want to just be fit and healthy. Of course, it's great to have a six pack and all that, but it's one of those ones, does it really do anything? What is a six pack really going to do?
Get you drunk.
Basically, exactly that. Exactly. You're going to be a fucking lightweight if you start drinking like one cocktail. But it's like...
Bro, listen, see this right here?
It's a one pack.
This is a keg. And inside a keg, there's many six packs.
There we go.
So yeah, I got a six pack too somewhere.
Yeah, it's hiding under there.
It's in a keg.
But yeah, man, it's like, it's just about just doing what makes you happy in life, in anything you do, you know.
When it comes to like being a father, how was that first? Like, how was that for you? Because for you to change your whole way of thinking, eating, health, and fit for your son, you obviously had a feeling there that was like, it struck you different.
It struck me different in the sense that, like, even before he was born, like, I started it, so I knew how much of an impact, we didn't even know he was going to be a boy, but I knew how much of an impact he was going to be on me, or they was going to be on me, even before they were born. Like, for me to go ahead and decide that I'm going to do that transformation even before he was born, like, I knew he was going to be a massive impact on me. So I knew to myself, the meaning of being, you know, for me being a father, it's like, it changed everything. Like, just changed my perspective on what I thought my life was. Because my life now is just so different. Everyone knows, like, I'm vocal about my son, I'm vocal about my wife, I'm vocal about what I do. You know, I don't blast it on social media, but people that know me, they know, like, I'll always talk about them. Yeah. You know, and it's like, I don't have a problem leaving the stage if my son wants to FaceTime me. I'll just be like, fucking drop my scissors down and then go down there. Because they're always going to be my priority and my number one. And having a son and being a father, you know, for me, you know, I said it in my class today, like, my whole thing is I really want to make him proud. I want him to know that his father works hard. I want him to know that his father will do multiple different things to try new things. Don't be afraid, you know. And I want to give that confidence to him as well, you know.
You know what's actually amazing is that me and you are very similar in that aspect. You know, I interviewed my son.
Okay.
I interviewed my son because I think for guys like us, it's important to show our leadership to our families, show our leaderships to our kids, because they sacrifice just as much as we do. They're missing us when we're on the road. They're doing all of that. So I got down to sit and had a chance to talk to my son about it on camera, because we don't never get to know what they feel like. Yeah. We only get to discipline them for what they did when we were gone. Yeah, yeah. And so it's amazing to hear that, because that's how I am. Like, I will, if I'm in a class and my camera's mirrored to the screen and my son, my daughter, my wife, they call, I'm answering the phone.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm making them a part of my work.
Yeah.
And they feel a part. And I think that's beautiful, man. So keep doing it. I think so many of us get caught up on the fact that work. And that's an old mind frame. That's what was taught to us, and that was also what was told when we got in this industry. Yeah, you got to work, you got to hustle, you got to do this, and it's like, now you can do that, but what's most important? Yeah, what's the most important part?
Yeah, and it's just the balance as well, you know. And I think people, find, like, especially in our industry, I find like they want it so bad that they actually feel like, when people tell me how, like, barbering's my life, like, hairdressing's my life, I'm just like, wow, like, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, I get it, it's a big part of your life, but like, to say that is my life, like, I'm like, really? I'm like to me, like, you know, in list of order of things, it's like my family's always going to be at the top, no matter what, and anything I do. Like, I'll always will not even try, will prioritize them over anything. You know, and this is the thing, you know, everything that I do going forward will always be for them. You know, I don't. It's not that I want, you know, when Theo's growing up and he's at school, and I don't want his friends to be like, oh, I never knew your dad was that, or oh, I never knew your dad done that. But it is to show him that, like, you know, and explain that, like, nothing. Same with you. Nothing was given to you on a plate. You've worked fucking extremely hard to get to where you are now. You know, it's not like, oh yeah, here's a couple of $1,000, or like, you know, here, blah blah blah. Go and open up your shop and do this. You've had to think to yourself, and you've had to take the risks and try shit like what we're doing now. Right. You know, to be like, okay, what works, what doesn't work? Okay, that worked. Oh, that didn't work. Fuck it, whatever. I've lost money from that, but I know at least it don't work, so I can move on to the next thing. You take an L, you just fucking move on, right?
And as long as you take pieces from the L, that's eventually going to get you the W that you want.
Exactly
but
that.
I think sometimes so many people just scrap everything and not take the valuable pieces of what they learn. You know? Who are some of your mentors? Or who are some of the people that you look at and get guidance from, or you just be like, you watch them?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, like, I don't.
You don't have to mention me.
No. You know, obviously, come on, man. That's
you know. I'm just letting you know. You don't have to.
Obviously, yeah. You can give me some cookies, I might say your name. I think, like, back home in London, I don't have many friends, but I make the choice to not have many friends. I've got associates, I've got people that I know, people that I know if I want to go out and party, or if I want to go and do this, that, and the other. Like, I know people there, but, you know, I haven't got very many friends, like really, really solid friends. So talking about, like, mentors and people who do I look up to, like, a lot of my close friends, like one of my really close friends, like, he's an ex-Thai boxing champion, world champion. He's a personal trainer. He does multiple different things. And I get so much inspiration from what he does, and we talk about, and I give him sort of like, tell him what I've been up to, and then he'll look at things from a different point of view. And then I've got, like, a lot of my other clients as well that I cut, that, as we were saying, you know, as you start developing a friendship with them, you start bonding with them. There's clients that have been cutting well over 10 years that still cut their hair now, who are very, very successful people. And then they genuinely find it very interesting what I do. And then there's always that whole conversation of, like, oh, where do I want to see myself in 5 years' time? And it's nice to sort of, like, see or seek advice from them, and for them to give advice to me, but looking at it from a completely different angle. Because you know what it's like. It's like when you have a mentor, you take advice from other barbers or hairdressers, they will obviously mentor you and tell you what went well for them or what went wrong for them, but not necessarily tell you different ways to look at things. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's always from a barbering or hairdressing point of view. But I don't know, I guess, yeah, it's a tricky one, because I just don't really look up to people. Like, I don't know why. I don't know whether that stems from, like, I've got a great relationship with my mum and dad, but I never looked up to my mum and dad, because I guess I never looked up to them because I look up to them from mother and father figure, but in regards to, like, with business and stuff like that, they're both retired now, but they were both psychiatric nurses. So they used to, exactly. So so that's why I'm so fucked up in the head. No, I'm joking.
You never got away with nothing.
No, exactly. Except for just discipline. But, you know, they was brought up in a society, as we were speaking just a minute ago, how they was always told, okay, the best thing to do is go and, like, get a job, you know, go to university, work for someone, work up to you, go to retirement, retire, blah, blah, blah. And it's great. And that's what worked well for them. But I guess I was that rebellious kid that I was just like, no, fuck this shit, man. I don't want to work for no one. Of course, when I was working in the barbershop, I was working for someone. Then I went to Tony and Guy, worked for that company for such a long time. And then started getting, I was like, fuck this shit, man. I want to work for myself. I want to do what I want, when I want to do it. And then I was like, how do I figure out to do that? And then there was so many different things that I tried when I left Tony and Guy. You know, I set up my own education, done that. I was thinking about getting my own barbershop. Then that flopped through. And then it was like, okay, what do I do best? What do I enjoy doing? Like, I love speaking to people. I love meeting people. I love being on stage, sharing my knowledge and my passion, but not just about cutting hair, just about life in general, you know?
Yeah. I think that's the same with me, man. I just get off stage and I just have fun. It's really being able to share my story, but I even use like that platform as like a comic relief moment.
Yeah.
Because it's like I want people to walk away feeling like they learned so much, but through laughter.
Yeah.
I think that's important. Speaking of like, what was some of the crazy shit that you used to do that got you in trouble, bro? I'm curious to know because you remind me of like a bad little kid. Like you did some bad.
Do you know what? To be fair, like I wasn't bad. I was more cheeky. So I was more. I don't know. I guess I was kind of that kid that would. You know, because I was fat. I was that kid that people would say, "Go on, Kevin, you do it. Go, Kev, you do it." Because do you know what I mean? And I was like, "All right, then. Will you like me if I do it?" All right, cool. So I used to do it, and it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think about some mad shit that I've done. Nothing crazy.
Bruh, come. You're crazy now. So I know if you're crazy now and funny as hell now, I knew back then you have done some.
Well, I mean, there was some mad shit that I used to do when I was like, so I'd never done crazy shit that got me expelled. That got me arrested.
But you got close?
But I got very close. And just for like the most dumbest reasons, because I remember this was one time when I was sort of like my early 20s. And it's just, when I think about it now, just dumb. Like, why would you even do it? So I'm with my friends and we're going to like a bar. And outside this bar, because it was like, pool?
Yep.
You call it pool here, right?
Pool.
Yeah.
So not Liverpool, but pool.
Yeah, pool. So I remember we was going to this pool bar and we're walking up these escalators or walking up the stairs to the pool bar. And outside the pool bar, they've got like basically like these massive sort of like dome shaped like balls coming out the walls. That was obviously covers. And I think it must have been plastic or something like that. And basically my friend said, "Oh, I bet you, Kev, you can't knock that top one off." These things were massive. And I was like, "Yeah, of course I can." And I was like, "No, I bet you can't." I was like, "Of course I fucking can." I was like, "Go on then." I was like, "All right then." And I literally jumped up and I basically just like went like this, come off the wall, smashed on the floor. And then my mates just legged it and I was just like, "Oh, fucking hell. Like, what the fuck?" I'm like, "You motherfuckers." So then I've pegged it as well. And then I think it must have been a couple of weeks later, went back there and then I'm barred from the whole place. And I was like, you know, you're lucky that we didn't call the police, blah, blah, blah. It's all got fixed now. But I was just like, why did I do that? Like, why did I do that dumb shit? But I've never done anything too crazy or too wild. Yeah, not that I can think of. I'll have to come back to you on that one.
You into sports?
Sport of eating. Speed eating.
You be watching the hot dog eating championship?
No, but I was saying it.
Because I heard about when you were at the baseball game.
What they called again?
The Glizzy Gladiator.
Right, that was amazing, bro. I'm actually a glizzy. I have glizzies all day long, bro.
No,
what
bro.
Are you talking about?
Over here, glizzy means something else.
No, the glizzy was great. What was your? I was telling some
glizzy,
friends.
No, but don't say.
No, when I went back to the hotel after the game, I said, "This glizzy that I had early on was amazing." They looked at me weird. No, I'm joking. I didn't.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro. I'm not even gonna let you say that glizzy was great. Yeah.
But no, I'm not into sports. But yeah, watching the Yankees I think it was the Yankees and Red Sox. I think I went to watch. It was amazing. It was great. Like, I appreciate sport, but I think like you, it's difficult, isn't it? From what we do, whether we're cutting hair behind the chair, whether we're creating content, whether we're editing, whether we're trying to think about what we're going to do next, there's so much stuff that we get up to that if we're going to watch sports, it's difficult because you want to try and multitask. And I feel guilty when I'm having a bit of a downtime. The only time that I have downtime that I don't feel guilty is when I go to the movies and watch a film that I want to watch. That's it.
What's your favorite type of film? Horror, comedy?
Porn? What? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm not joking. I'm being serious. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
So it's called adventurous movies.
Is that what it's called now? Not adult movies. Adventurous. I guess it depends what mood I'm feeling in, but I do like watching like good dramas. Like, I like watching films that were based on true stories. And I'd say one film that I watched that I hadn't watched, and I was like, how have I not watched this film before? Men of Honor.
Oh,
good movie. Exactly. Oh my God. I was like, wow, it's so good. And then I even remember, actually on the way here, I watched Remembering the Titans or Remember the Titans.
Football movie.
Yeah. So cool. I love those type of films. I love. And then I like the action films as well. I like a bit of John Wick.
John Wick. Yeah. See, I like real action movies, not the Transformers. Not,
Yeah.
I can't get into that type of action because it's like, this is not real.
No, it is real.
Have
you not seen Transformers?
Bro, that's not real.
But your car's a Transformer. What the hell are you going on about? Your Transformer's a Transformer.
Bro. But see, like for me, I be like, my son be into it, my kids is all into it. Like, I'm like, bro, this is not real. How you watch this? But they
Megatron.
Yeah, see, like that. Bro, I can't.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, I can't. But I will watch some good shoot 'em up, bang bang.
Yeah,
movies.
I love it, man. John Wick. I love. Can't wait. I love Equalizer. And I know
Equalizer is good. Now they got the third one.
Third one. I know.
We should do like a movie review about Equalizer 3.
Mate, 100%. I think he's Denzel Washington, man. Like he's amazing.
You ever seen Training Day?
Oh, of course, amazing, great film.
Yeah, Denzel makes. It's crazy to think about like how he can transform himself into so many people,
Different characters, yeah.
and then come back and be smooth as hell.
Yeah, and even when you hear him like in interviews and like, speeches that he does, it's just like, you're like, damn, that's so true.
Right, he just smooth.
Yeah,
And that's crazy. So you don't like sports, but you definitely like movies.
yeah, I love movies. Like I said, I mean, it's not that I don't like sport. I just don't have the time for sport, so I'd rather just go to a cinema, movies, and just sit down, zone out, get some popcorn, get some nachos.
Butter on your popcorn?
I'm more of a sweet and salt guy.
So you get the kettle.
The what?
Like kettle corn? Like kettle popcorn?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, sweet and salt, and then probably about 3 kilograms, no, not 3 kilograms, just a massive bag of sweets, like 500 grams of sweets. I love sweet. I love candy.
Do you do like gummy candy or chocolate or?
Everything.
Really?
I mix all that shit up. Chocolate, fizzies, gummy, suckies, all sorts. Edibles.
He said suckies.
Yeah, you know those sucky sweets?
No, I don't know what sucky sweets are, bro. I don't listen. I don't know what are sucky sweets.
I'll show you later.
This guy. But so I want to make another point though. We talked earlier about all the fitness stuff, and you're still saying that you eat whatever the hell you want to.
Man, balance, man. But it's all about balance. I think I got to the stage where I'd done my 9-month transformation, and within those 9 months, like legit, I ate clean through the whole 9 months except for 2 days. And the 2 days were, one was my birthday, and the other day was when I sort of lost maybe 40 pounds or something like that. And they were like my milestones. I was like, right, I'm going to have a cheat meal, and it was Domino's pizza.
How long did it take you to lose that 40 pounds?
What, the whole weight? It was 9 months. It took me 9 months.
Oh, so that's what the 40 pounds was the 9 months.
No. So basically, I think all in all, I must have lost about 65 pounds. But it was once I'd lost 40 pounds, then I had another pizza, and then I lost the other 20, 25 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I love my food. Honestly, I love my food now. And the thing is, sometimes I feel guilty, but then at the same time, what brings me back is just like, fuck, man, you're not. I'm not an athlete I don't do it for a living. I do it for enjoyment and fun.
Bro, I couldn't tell by your Instagram. If you haven't seen this Instagram, Go look at his fitness videos of where he's doing pull-ups. If it's a doorway, as if it's a bus stop, he's going to find some type of way to do some pull-ups anywhere. But do people look at you weird when you out doing them? Because I literally watch you pull up anywhere, literally.
Yeah, I mean, like yeah and no. I mean, even some of the stuff that I do down the gym, because I do a lot of like calisthenic stuff, and it's like it's manipulating your body, throwing your body up, and whatever else. Yeah, people do look at you, and like, I think I got so heavily into doing more body weighted exercises because of the travel. Because where we travel, there'd be times when there isn't a gym, but there'll always be a door frame. There'll always be something metal that you could either hang off, or like a park with swings that you can jump off and use them. So that's why I got heavily into like doing calisthenics, because it was like, right, okay, if I'm traveling, how can I still do fitness and do it on the go? So it was like calisthenics, there's always parks out there. And then I got into running as well. It's like, if I can't do anything, just go for a run. Like on Sunday, Barbican, the gym was closed next to the hotel where we were staying. I thought, what the fuck am I going to do? And I was like, fuck it, just go out for a run. I hate running. I fucking hate it.
I'm sure you hate it even more in this Texas heat.
What the fuck? Bro, literally, I stepped outside and I was like, Kev, you're fucking crazy. I literally start jogging. 2 minutes later, I'm sweating. I can feel myself getting hot. I'm just like, what are you doing? And I just powered through and just kept running.
At least you burnt more calories to eat them cookies.
I know, that's why I want more. That's why I want more cookies.
You look like a fiend right now when we're talking about them cookies, bro.
I need cookies, bro. They were so good, though. They're so good.
See, I like Tiff treats.
But why? Because they're smaller and they come hot.
They smaller, they come hot. You could do an ice cream sandwich with them.
Shut the fuck up.
No. Look, Tiff treats.
Sponsor this video.
I need you guys to sponsor the podcast. We want hot, fresh cookies for every guest that come on.
I love that.
Maybe Tiff Treat's going to see this. I know I done supported Tiff, so she needs to support us.
Oh, Tiff Treats. Cookies, man.
Yeah, bro. Man, let's talk about a little bit, going through, like, your journey. We went through the health. We went through the haircutting. We talked about the mentality that it took to overcome all these things. What do you see yourself doing before we even go there? Actually, let's talk about your photography. I think people sleep on the fact of how great of a photographer. We've been trying for 2 years now, 3 years?
Just trying to do something, right?
We've been trying to put a collaboration together of you doing some photography work from some of my haircuts, and it's gonna happen, people. It's gonna happen. But what inspired that?
So that was, I guess, when I was in my days of doing hairdressing and working for Tony & Guy, I worked my way up to become an international art director for them. So that gave me the opportunity to work on campaigns, on photo shoots with them, magazines, and all that stuff. And then I remember, like, that kind of showed me a different side to barbering and hairdressing that I never really fully knew existed. So I knew that, of course, like, a magazine cover would have a picture of someone and someone would have to take it. But I never really knew that, like, I would kind of get involved with that. And then when I started getting involved with that, then I started seeing the photographers and how they would work and what they would capture. And I was like, oh, that looks really cool. And then I started doing other, like, shoots, and I was like, oh, it doesn't look that hard. How hard could it be? So then I bought my first camera, and then I think the reason why I ended up doing it was because when I was working in London and I used to do a lot of education in London, I needed models to cut. So what started happening was, through social media, I'd look, like London model or models in the UK, and then I would add them as friends, and then I would start cutting these models' hair in the academy in London, start getting them, a great bank of models that I would cut, and I would cut the hair for free. But then what I would say to them is like, oh, like, after I finish cutting your hair, do you mind if I take a photo of you? So it started off by, fucking hell, I'm cutting all these cool looking models with cool hair. Why don't I maximize what I'm doing? So got the camera, started shooting them outside, just, street photography, like natural light. And then as I started doing that, then I thought, do you know what? Let me buy some flash. And then the academy that I was working at in London, they basically had like an upstairs area. And the only time that they would use it is if it was like an overspill in the academy. So they'd use it as extra space. And then what I used to do after teaching is I would cut a model's hair after I finished teaching. So after I finished my day's work, and then I'd take them upstairs, set up the lighting that I bought, and then just fuck about with the lighting. So I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know about flash numbers. I didn't know about like wattage. I didn't know about aperture number, ISO, shutter speed, or anything like that. And then I was just having a little play around. And then what I would do is I'd shoot them and I'd just look at the back of the camera. And then if it looked too dark, I'd start changing some numbers. And then it just got it to the right exposure. So I never used a light meter. Everything was just through eye. So then started doing that. And then I was like, oh, this is quite cool. I quite enjoy it. Started shooting men. And then because I used to work with a lot of hairdressers as well, they had female models. So I would say to the hairdressers, I was like, oh, look, if you want to do like this model's hair, take her upstairs and I'll shoot afterwards. So then I started shooting female models, but wasn't doing the hair. So then I was acting just as a shooter, but then I'd still have to direct them. And then what had happened was people started seeing me doing the photography, and I was just like, well, you know hair, you know photography, can you shoot a collection for us? So then it started with me shooting collections, and then I was like, right, let me shoot my own collections. And then it started like, I started entering into awards. I started, becoming finalists, started winning, started doing it to other people. They started winning. They started becoming finalists. And then now, like I admit, like I know it, I don't push my photography that much. I'm just very much like, I don't know whether it's that, I'm not going to say it's a can't be bothered attitude, but I like working with the people that I work with. I like working on recommendation and someone saying to me, oh, hi, Kevin, my name's John. I got recommended by John Mosley. Do you get what I mean?
John Luchmun.
Yeah, my name's John Luchmun. I got recommended by John Mosley. But that's the thing. Like, I like going through building relationships with other people. I like it when, like, if you used to holler at me and be like, oh, look, there's a person that I know in London that really is looking for like a photographer. Like, link them up. Do you know what I mean? Because then straight away, I always find with situations like that, is they respect you, you respect them. It's not to say that you don't respect, people when you meet them for the first time, but then straight away there's a bond there. John's my boy, I'm not going to let him down. John's my boy, I'm not going to let him down. You bring people together. And that's another thing that I love about our industry is the ability to do something like that. I mean, I could be like, oh, look, John, like one of my boys in Dallas, like, please can you look after him. I know you got him.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you don't like really promote your photography. Even when you teach photography, I picked up on yesterday something so small, the reflector.
Yeah.
Showing people how to use that. People don't understand how to bounce light, how to do all that. And I'm very similar to you, man. I just picked up a camera and started playing. I don't know I still don't know lighting.
Yeah.
But you know what I do know? I know I have my boy Sebastian, I have my boy Justin, and they could tell me everything I need to know or help me do it. That's one of the things about me is like I'm not afraid to admit what I don't know and ask for help.
Yeah, it's work with your strengths and weaknesses, right?
That's what makes us great.
And that's the one thing that I've found as I've got older, and it's one thing that I don't do enough is ask for help. I don't like asking for help because I'm very much a one-man band. I'm always like, oh, like if I want something done, I'm going to do it myself. But what I've started realizing as I've getting older is that actually you need to ask help from people and you need to collaborate with people. You can't fucking do everything. Do you know what I mean? It's like I only have two hands.
Right.
I mean,
Right. I just noticed something. I've never noticed this till right now.
what's that?
You really do love food that much. You got that tattooed on your arm.
Bro, I have an Oreo tattooed on my arm.
You have an Oreo.
I have an ice cream and a pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oreo, ice cream, pizza.
And the Oreo's big.
That's massive. Bro, I've taken a chunk out of that already. Look, Oreo, ice cream.
Yeah, I just noticed it when you put your hand up. So that's the arm, that's the tattoos of everything, kind of like you love.
Yeah, photography, barber pole, and all that.
Yeah.
That's the map of Mauritius where my dad's from. So that was the palm trees, and this little location sounds like where he's from. My son's name, art, because I love art. Pandas, because I love pandas. This is actually quite a cool one here. This one says like your time is limited, but what's happened is like the yours started rubbing out, and then it's just turned into like time is limited. Which is so true. And then this one here This one. This is the one that I love. This one here.
What's that say?
So this
Mind
is,
over matter.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so everything's mind over matter, man.
I just noticed the tattoos. That's what made me laugh because I'm like, this dude really got a pizza and Oreo.
And this one here, this one's a quote, without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish, which is Denzel Washington says that.
Oh, so yeah, you definitely like Denzel.
Yeah, man. And then this one here, the space that I've got here is basically going to be a portrait of John Mosley. Right here.
The old John Mosley or the new one?
The new one. The old one's going to go on the other one here.
So you should put the one that when he first looked over you.
Yes.
And then the new one is sharing ice cream.
yeah, exactly.
Man, well, this has been a dope conversation, brother. Like, I appreciate you taking the time to come hang out. Come see the space.
Oh, well, especially if you're bringing cookies.
Yeah, we're going to look up some Tiff treats and see if we could get her to deliver. Tiff, we done said your name a lot, by the way. But what inspiration can you leave somebody that is going to watch this, that's going to listen to this, that is wanting to either take that weight loss journey but might be afraid, or somebody that may want to jump into the inspiration space of photography? Just something for someone to walk away with.
You know, I guess it'll be sort of like, I guess it would be there's no time at the present. Like if you want to do something, start now. Like time is ticking and time does go fast, especially when you get older. Yeah. And I guess Denzel Washington quote, you know, without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Without commitment, you'll never finish. That's tough because a lot of us are afraid of commitment when we walk this earth.
Yeah.
You know, but I want to give you flowers, brother. I'm a fan of yours. I'm a supporter of yours. Whatever you ever need from me, just holler at me. Cookies, we're going to get that squared away. We're not going to say her name because you need to pay. But, nah, for real, bro, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the friendship. And I look forward to continue to watch you grow, but continue to watch this relationship grow and continue to build and finally get a photo shoot down.
100%. Needs to happen. It will happen.
It's definitely going to happen.
It's going to happen.
We're going to find a way to make it happen. So, till next time, I just want to let y'all know. Somebody has to listen. If that somebody's going to be me, I guess what? Nobody's listening. Thank y'all, and see y'all next episode.